I'm not sure how long this is going to last. Let's see what we get here. Is it even working? See, that's what I noticed last time. We're going to see if it's going to, what we're going to get here. All right. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm telling you, I promise I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I promise I'm not going to give up. I think it's okay now. I had to reboot just about everything. I don't know if the power outage I was having, that's what I'm going to contribute it to. I'm going to say that it was the power outage that caused my issues here. And so I'm going to keep monitoring it. That's what I'm looking over there, because I have a little green button over there, and if it goes red, it lets me know. That's the reason why I'm looking that way. So hopefully, I don't know how long this is going to be up, and I went back and I looked at the other video, and then I tried to start it again, and it was just all jacked up. So I went back and looked at the other video where it started acting up. So I'm gonna try to pick up from there. Hopefully, don't run into any issues. Okay. Because I know it was getting really choppy at that one point where I was talking about this dude, Michael Cohen. Now, Michael Cohen, he went to prison for lying. I don't know how much y'all heard about, right? Everyone knows this by now. This dude went to prison for lying, and the left are using what he is saying as validation for going after President Trump. And tomorrow, apparently, it looked like they're getting ready to do it. And I'm telling you, before I go to it, let me say this. You know what it makes me think about? I'm looking again. It makes me think about when they put Trump is just a man. I have to get this out there first. Trump is just a man. Trump does not walk on water. Trump is just a man. He is flawed like the rest of us. Trump is just a man. Let me repeat it for you one more time, because a lot of trolls are very slow in understanding. Trump is just a man. But the left, they treat him like he's more than that. And I give you an example. You know, when the demons convinced man to put Christ on the cross, they were rejoicing because they thought that they had won. And it's the same thing now. The comparisons is that the Democrats want to put Trump in jail, thinking that way they will win. The demons never figure it out. The demons can never get a grip of what they're doing. They believe that they're doing all this stuff because they have to. And like I mentioned, this dude right here, Michael Cohen, went to prison for lying. And they're using what he said as validation to go after President Trump. Now listen to this, because he's going to be talking about this gentleman, Costello. And basically, he's going to say Costello is lying. But the video I'm getting ready to play for you shows that Michael Cohen is lying. He's saying, listen real quick.
Necessary today, according to them. Mr. Costello said several things. I'll start with a fairly narrow one.
He sure did. He said a lot of things today.
As a narrow matter, he asserted that he says you are testifying again on Wednesday. Is that true?
He says a narrow matter. Narrow, like he didn't actually, did he actually come out and say that? Right? Did he actually come and say that? And there's a reason why he keep asking him, are you going to testify? Because what I was saying earlier when it was getting all chopped up, wouldn't it be interesting if Michael Cohen went to prison again for lying? They called him in to testify and he lies again and they catch him in the lie. Because see, he'll go on the talk shows. He can lie all day because that's what they do on MSSTD and CNN and the rest of them. They'll go on those talk shows and lie. That's what they do on there. But going to the grand jury and lying is another thing.
Okay, so very much like most of everything that came out of his mouth, he lacks for any sense of veracity here. There's no accuracy to his statement. I have not been asked to come back on Wednesday. And moreover, something that you would know as well, prosecutors will not tell you if you are or you're not coming back. They just don't do that. they'll let you know at the last moment or at least the day before. So how he has this specific information just goes to show you he is exactly who he is. And that, of course, would be Rudy Giuliani's attorney.
Yeah, and in this process, and I've reminded viewers, there is a possibility for someone who may be facing indictment to ask for people to go forward. So that may be the way that we're hearing from him. Do you know about any future testimony from yourself, him, or any other witnesses? Or at this point, you're just on standby?
Right. So again, I wouldn't know about anybody else. Throughout this entire process, I didn't know who was coming in, nor would the prosecutors tell you.
Yeah.
I can tell you emphatically that I have not been asked to come back on Wednesday.
Okay.
Right. So to my understanding, Mr. Costello never even said that he was going to come, because you have this video here. This one here, apparently this is Mr. Costello, and you can barely hear it, but a reporter asked, was Cohen's going to be called back in? And if it sounds, it's kind of really faint, but he says, no, he hasn't. I haven't called him in. So he's literally just sitting there lying again, right? Because they're suggesting that he's asking to come back, but Cohen never said, he even said that he never did it. Listen, watch.
The only thing I'm doing is trying to tell the truth to the grand jurors, because I read all these lies in the media that are being promoted by one side. If you see the full picture, listen, if they want to go after Donald Trump and they have solid evidence, so be it. But Michael Cohen is far from solid evidence. This guy, by any prosecutor's standard, and I used to be deputy chief of the criminal division in the Southern District of New York, I wouldn't have touched a guy like Michael Cohen, especially if he's a convicted perjurer.
Convicted perjurer. But the left, they don't care that he's a convicted perjurer. He's saying what they want to hear. That's all that matters here. That's all that counts. As long as he's saying what they want to hear, they'll take it as truth because they know that he's lying.
Not to mention, as I said, the 50 to 100 lies he told us that are in those 330 emails.
How do you think you dissuaded the grand jury from indicting the former president?
I can't say that because you just don't know. I can't read people's minds. I could see certainly a few of them were doing what you're doing right now, shaking your head up and down, but not everybody. So I just don't know. I would love for those people to watch TV or something tonight, or just remember what I said and say to the prosecutors, listen, we'd like to see the rest of those emails. Don't cherry pick 6 emails out of 330 and then ask Costello questions about it. That's not fair by anybody's standard. That's pretty. I have a statement here. I'll give it to you people. Yeah.
Cohen paid Stormy Daniels with his own money, not at the behest of Mr. Trump.
That's what he told us. Yes, not his own money, money that he borrowed pursuant to a HELOC loan.
The loan.
Yeah. And why did you take the loan, Michael? I wanted this secret. I didn't even want my own wife to know, much less Melania Trump.
Well, just to be clear, did he ever specifically tell you that Donald Trump does not know about this?
Yes, absolutely. He said that.
He said that?
That's what he said at the time. Is it true? I don't know.
You hear that? He said President Trump didn't even know. I remember that coming up. He said President Trump didn't even know what he was doing with the money. President Trump didn't know he was paying off Stormy Daniels. Right? Remember, he said that. But the Democrats saying, oh, he was lying about that. He's lying that President Trump didn't know, because President Trump did know. Even if President Trump didn't know, they're going to say that he did know.
Did you tell the grand jury that?
Yes, I did. But I had to force that into an answer. They were getting upset because they'd ask me a limited question based on one of these 6 emails, and I would volunteer information that I thought the grand jury needed to hear. Okay?
You hear that? So I apologize earlier. I don't know. The first time I went live tonight, it went on for almost 30 minutes and then it started acting up. So I don't know if it's going to continue to do that, if it's going to be better here. I'm hoping that it will be better. So yes, this is my 3rd time tonight, because I've been having issues, and a lot of people, after so many times, they won't even send out a notification. They won't even send out, not that they're sending out notifications as it is already to people, not allowing people to know. So a lot of people may end up watching this on the replay. I'll take all blame of it. Had power issues earlier today. But anyways, let me share something else with you. You know, New York, right? New York is crime infested. You have Chirac, crime infested. St. Louis, crime infested. Austin, Texas, crime infested. Oakland, crime infested. Houston, crime infested. LA, crime infested. Compton, crime infested. San Francisco, crime infested. The crime is so bad in these cities, and the Democrats ignore it. And you know what's really interesting to me is that it's the Democrats who created the problem. It was the Democrats who created the problem. Let me share this with you. This is from a lady named Hillary Ronan. Listen to what she said, and this is during the time when President Trump was still in office. She says, I want to make it clear that I believe strongly in defunding the police and reducing the number of police officers on our force. Now, I want y'all to keep note of that part right there, where she says, and reducing the number of officers on our force, right? She goes on to say, for decades, we have had an imbalance in our city's budget, with hundreds of millions of dollars going to SFPD, that is the San Francisco Police Department, to have them do work they are not qualified to do. Like, serve and protect, show up when people are stealing out of vehicles, breaking the glass on the vehicle, attacking people, right? That shouldn't be their jobs, right? To prevent all of the crime, the drug trafficking, the people dying on the streets. That's not part of their job, according to her. She said this in August 16, 2020. Let's fast forward to today. This is her today. Listen to what she's saying now about the police department not being present in San Francisco.
We've been begging for more footbeats and for more officers in the Mission District. I've been begging this department to give the Mission what it deserves in terms of police presence all year long. And I have been told time and time again, there are no officers that we can send to Mission. It hurts, and I feel betrayed.
So now she's upset. She said it hurts and she feels betrayed. But she's part of the reason why the police officers are not on the street. She's part of the reason. I just read it to you right there. Remember? She said, in reducing the number of police officers on our force. She did this. This just proves what I've been saying all along. If the Democrats don't create the crisis, they'll take advantage of the crisis, and then they want to swoop in and try to act like they're there to save the day. Like now, all of a sudden, right? Because the crime is just infested. People are leaving these cities at large amount of numbers. Unbelievable amount of numbers. People is a mad exodus from these blue cities. Now she's screaming, talking about we need more police officers. She's so disappointed and she's hurt because they're not there.
There are no officers that we can send to Mission. It hurts, and I feel betrayed by the department. I feel betrayed by the mayor. I feel betrayed by the priorities of the city.
And these are not Republican mayors. These are not Republican politicians she's referring to. She's referring to Democrats. This is the same thing that they want to happen across the country. They wanted this. She called for this. And it's like she won't even take any responsibility of her part that she played in defunding the police officers in San Francisco. She won't even take any responsibility. See, this is how I think about it. If you're going to run for political office, you're going to hold any position in political office, you should take responsibility for your negligence. You should take responsibility for not doing the right thing. And if you do something and it end up being a criminal activity, you should be held responsible. They want to hold people responsible for gun charges that didn't even have nothing to do with it. And they want to hold companies that had nothing to do with it. Right? Like a gun charge. Oh, we want to hold Smith & Wesson. We want to hold them accountable because some idiot went and bought it. But they don't hold McDonald's accountable when some idiot went and bought 15 hamburgers and ate them and killed himself. They don't want to hold McDonald's responsible. Oh, that's his fault. He shouldn't have ate that 15 hamburgers. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want to ever take responsibility for the things that they do.
It is not this Board of Supervisors' priorities. We want our residents safe. We don't want our residents getting shot, getting assaulted, getting killed, because in the mission, Chief, it's not theft. In the mission, people are getting shot and killed. In the mission, people are getting beat up. In the mission, people are dying.
Really? So when you back in 2016, I'm just really kind of interested. I would really like to know, did anyone bring this to her attention? That she said this? Because, you know, it would be something if she went back out there and said, you know what, I want to apologize for my views about defunding the police department. I was wrong. But they'll never say that. Now she's just trying to say that the mayor, they're the ones at fault for not having police department there. They were kicking and screaming, the radical left, these progressive, radical, woke left people screaming, kicking about not having police officers there. And then all of a sudden, when they need police officers, there's nowhere to be found. People don't even want to sign up for the police department in San Francisco because you're liable to get in trouble for doing your job. It's drug infested. People are dying because of the fentanyl showing up. And now they're asking for Joe Biden. There's been reports that they're asking the federal government to give them assistance with all of the drug problems that they're having in California, specifically San Francisco, the same city where they're talking about giving black people $5 million each for reparations. So if you are in San Francisco and you are white, if I were you, I would identify as a black person. I'm just saying. And if they deny you your identity, then I would say that should be a lawsuit because they're forcing people in the state of California to go with a man that's wanting to be a woman when he is still a man. But they wanted to put doctors and nurses in jail and fine them for not playing along with the lie. So if they're going to force people to go along with that lie, then they should be forced that you're white in San Francisco, that they have to pay you $5 million each because you identify as being black. What's good for one is good for the other. This is how idiotic it is. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't do it and you're in San Francisco, then shame on you. Shame on you. You need to get out there. What's that one lady's name? She was with the Democrats and she would put braids in her hair and she would do her hair a certain way and she would get the airbrush tan on and she was going around telling people that she was African American until her parents came out and said, nah, she's white. She's white. And then she tried to denounce her parents. Then all of a sudden she disappeared because all this time she was out there saying that she was African American. Never probably even been to Africa.
How dare you?
Right? Never even been to Africa, I'm willing to bet. But she was identifying as black. So who are we to say that she's not black then? Hey, maybe she lives in San Francisco. I don't even know where she lives, but if she lives in San Francisco, what's to stop her from collecting the $5 million? Hey, you know what? I identify right now because you're looking at me through the internet. I identify as living in San Francisco. I want my check. If we're going to play that game, then give me my check too. Right? Why not? Okay. I have a few more things that I want to share with you. And I wish my system was not acting up. I really do wish my system wasn't acting up, because it was acting up earlier, and I was on a roll. At least I thought it was on a roll. But let me say, Chad, thank you so much for the stars here on Facebook. Jeff, Lynn, Wayne, Mandy, Don, Jean Ann, thank you so much. Susan, Sonia, Sherry, Amanda, Sherry, Deborah, thank you so much for sharing this broadcast, the third one. And so far, so good, right? So far, so good. Hopefully I've worked out all of the bugs and all the issues. Maybe I just had a memory leak somewhere. That's geek talk for those of you that don't know. A memory leak in one of my routers. Maybe I had a memory leak somewhere and it was just a leak in memory. For those of you in IT, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I can. Okay. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. I can't sponsor you, but I can tell you the truth is all I can say. I'm not sure what that means. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Okay. I want to share some other stuff with you. But of course, what I want to share with you, I cannot share with you on. I know it's just been, how long have I been here? It's been 20 minutes here on Facebook and YouTube. 20 minutes here on Facebook and YouTube. And I don't know. I just had technical issues, so please forgive me. I think I got it worked out. But what I want to show you now, I want to show you the rest of this on Rumble. Okay, so for those of you that want to join me on Rumble, come on over. For those of you that don't want to, God bless you. I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay, it doesn't even bother me. It doesn't even hurt my feelings that you won't go over to Rumble and see what I have to share with you. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Some people just don't want to go. But for those of you that do go over to Rumble, please consider subscribing to my Rumble channel. Please consider. It's free for you to do it, but please consider subscribing to my Rumble channel. And the reason why I go over to Rumble, because, Facebook and YouTube, there's certain things that you cannot just talk about on the platform. So I'm going to respect it because I want to keep my channel. I want to keep my page, right? So I'm going to respect it. I may not like it. I should be able to have freedom of speech and say what I want to say, as long as I'm not calling for violence or, showing nudity or cursing or anything like that. But I'm going to respect it, okay? Because I want to keep my channel, my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. I do want to keep them, so I'm going to respect it. But if you want to hear more of what I have to share with you, go ahead, what you see right there. Connect with me on my channel there on Rumble, okay? I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to end it here on Facebook and YouTube. So go ahead. Come on now. See you over there. And God bless if you don't come. See you tomorrow.